Hey everyone, Achikah here, and it's the weekend, so that means it's time for another DCUO base showcase here on the channel, and today I got another very special one lined up for you guys. Extremely special because it is the winner of Base Off Dawn of the DEAD-corator. Psychotech entered their base titled Bloodcursed Castle, and it is a wonderfully Halloween-y, macabre romp of all kinds of different vignettes that are ranging from cemetery to a horrible cannibal kitchen to a mad scientist laboratory, a haunted it's awesome. Like I said, I mentioned this in the winter announcement video, but it just reminded me of going back to like a haunted house that just, the haunted house wasn't always completely, it had an overarching narrative to it, but you could start by going in this old Victorian house and end up being in this like dungeonous laboratory by the end. You know what I mean? Like there were just all these twists and turns throughout, and you go through all these different rooms, and that's exactly what this base just brought me back to that time and just made me feel like peak Halloween. Yeah, but there's a lot of references to his alts throughout it. It's a really fun base. So, you know what, without further ado, why don't we just get into it. Psychotech's Dawn of the DEAD-corator winning base entitled Bloodcursed Castle. Alright. Let's see here. So the Bloodcursed Castle was cursed by a Sai's character called Weeper, who bought the castle with money that he inherited from his late wife. But things went awry, and the castle became cursed through his murderous intentions, because he gained the money through murder. So that is how the castle became cursed. And here we are, and we enter on this bloody moat, which I didn't like. I mean, I knew that we were arriving like on boat in this like, moat, but or this blood lake, but I didn't realize it was a moat for the castle. Like, and it wasn't until I was judging that I kind of like put two and two together, and I was like, that is super clever. So all this bridge kind of thing is over this blood moat that surrounds the castle, which is just, look at it, it's raining blood. There's dead trees, hands reaching out everywhere, briar victims that have died in the ichor pools below. So very cool. So our first stop in the castle is the graveyard, which I think is, I don't know if Gravedigger, which is one of Sai's characters, actually controls the graveyard or upkeeps it. But I do know that him and Genosia, I believe, were monster hunters at once, and the castle corrupted them and turned them into monsters themselves, Gravedigger included. But this is the cemetery, which I thought was a perfect opener too, because like usually when you get through a castle, there's like, that kind of like open area in the center, and I feel like a cemetery is like the perfect place to stop, and this is a really well put together cemetery. There's also a reference to one of his, I found this during stream, there's a reference to his clown character here, and I think I need to do this. Boop. His undead clown character rests within the cemetery. Oh, it's so much fun. And then we have the groundskeeper for this cemetery, which is Peter Pumpkin Eater, another one of Tech's characters here, who has his own undead skeletal army. It's almost like a very twisted version of Over the Garden Wall, with the resurrecting of the pumpkin people. Oh, it's so great. And I really love how these Ichor like blood walls go with the shed entrances too. That's so nice. and all the blood rain everywhere, leading this path up into this grotesque castle entrance where you have to be bathed in blood to enter it. Oh, it's so cool. So now we are in the castle. It's just full of its own secret surprises hidden throughout. Let's check out the kitchen area first, which is embedded with corpses and rotting meat and flesh. This is Skinner's domain. Tech's cannibal character. Bodies roasting on the oven. Oh no! Of course, you know, heads being chopped on the butcher block. And I love the idea of the window here because it's like you're looking out to the castle grounds that we just came from. It's perfect. Buckets of rotting blood. Oh man. You know that refrigerator's not plugged in. You know it. Look at all these rats. That is not plugged in. Oh man, this is so great. Also, I love this use of under the staircase here, just this little scene. Oh, that's great. So then we have the Mad Scientist Laboratory. This is, I believe Tex, I think it's his Plague Doctor character, created Anaphylectric, which is his Frankenstein character here. So we have like a mad scientist, Dr. Frankenstein Laboratory, which we also saw in, I think, Tech's base Gehenna, too. Tech likes to make references to like a lot of his characters' lore in his bases, which I think is fantastic. Like, so cool. So we have this occulty, mystical, like, Tesla coil. It's like a mesh of mystical and steampunk tech to reanimate Anaphylactic, which I think is great. So cool. And look at all the gargoyles up above too. I don't think we go up the stairwell. I think we go to the other side. So let's brave the kitchen once again. And again, guys, like, look, I hope you guys stocked up on these lanterns, because look at the light. It, like, goes through objects, too. It's so cool. I love it. It's a great base item. So, again, more blood and decay. It is the Bloodcursed castle, after all. So let's head upstairs, past some more gargoyles, where we enter Witch Doctor's spirit summoning area. So lots, of course, of sigils and ghosts in this library coming to life and venturing towards the spirit table. Also, I love the haberdasher table too, to go with like the voodoo set of hats that we have in the game. So cool. And of course, the whole area is covered in the spectral starfield windows. Almost like the House of Mystery, right? That one, like, room that's just filled with blank space. Lots of worlds converging in here. And looks like those ghosts are trying to get their revenge, so maybe we should probably take our leave. Before we get sucked back into the spirit world. Alright, and here we go downstairs, and of course, Bloodcursed Castle wouldn't be much of a Bloodcursed Castle without a floor being completely flooded with blood. But I think the castle's current owner right now is Garich. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, which is Tech's vampire character. So of course he would have a river of blood everywhere. Lots of bodies trying to get some more blood into the moat. Or the flooded floor, I guess I would say. And, well, you know what? We have another dock here, so let's head on up. And it is yes, this is definitely a vampire lair. Tons of bats, tons of coffins for his familiars and his vampire kin alike. All kinds of mystical, spooky cauldrons filled with more hands raising up from the ichor or ichor, whichever you prefer. I also loved like the Ouija board here with the planchette. I thought was so cool. Maybe one day we'll get a Ouija board. That'd be an awesome Halloween item for next year. Would be a Ouija board with like a moving planchette, like just a Ouija board table. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to go to the forums and request that. I don't know if it's doable, but man, if we got one of those, that would be so cool. And then here we have one of the last rooms in the castle, which I believe is Gravedigger's Monster Hunter room. So Gravedigger, before he got corrupted by the castle, was actually a monster hunter. And he slowly became a monster because the castle leeches off of you. It curses you. The blood curse. Oh, and I love the use of the Themysciran tapestries here. It's so awesome. And before we go, though, we have a hidden room in the base, too. I don't think this is tied to any of Tech's characters, but this was probably one of my favorite rooms. In the base, we have an Easter egg. Oh, should have put my Joker backpack on. Alright. So we enter here, and we have a cursed bathroom situation, which is fantastic. If you use the, like, this is the, so if you look on the other side, this is the sanguine fountain, which has a more, like, concentrated, darker, like, color of blood for it. And using the dirty bathtub, which has a very shallow bottom. Like, you could have, like, the candle in there on the side of the tub, which is so good. This, like, feels like a Silent Hill room to me. Like, I feel like I need to solve a very elaborate puzzle to get out of this room before, like, the darkness encroaches and just, like, consumes me. I love it. Oh, it's so good. Oh, man. What a... Like I said, it's just a bunch of vignettes that go together in this very haunted place. It felt like a haunted house that, you know, I would have visited or have visited at some point in my life. And it just, I don't know, it just really invoked the spirit of Halloween, I felt. And it was such a well put together base at that, too, so... Yeah, I think that is the end of Bloodcursed Castle. I hope I got all the lore right, Tech. Please, if not, feel free to leave a comment down below and I can rectify any of that. But thank you so much for entering Base Off, and thank you for your absolutely incredible base. Congratulations again on the win. And thank you guys so much for watching. Again, we're gonna have a couple of Monday videos actually coming up because I've finished a few bases that I've been meaning to showcase for you guys. There have been extra life donations, 2 of them, I think, so far. So we have, so yeah, we're gonna have 3 videos a week for a while, if not 4 with the base off announcement. So, yeah, we're gonna have all kinds of bases coming up, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I'm still planning on announcing the next base off, hopefully next Friday, but again, I might take an extra week just to take a breath, get all the prizes mailed out, and then get everything nailed out for the end of the year spectacular. Yeah, so I think that's about all the announcements. Oh yeah, and again, my Extra Life is still going on too, if you guys want to check that out. All the incentives are still up. Yeah, and I think that's about it. So again, congratulations and thank you so much, Psychotech, for your incredible entry for Base Off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care, everybody.